Well, thanks for letting me come in to this discussion and to come in and speak at this rally. I think my name's Hugo Pierre. I am currently a member of the Unison Service Group Executive for Local Government. So I sit on that national body and I'm speaking in a personal capacity. And there are a few things I want to say, having heard what some of the people have said this morning, because of course we do welcome the end of the Tories, and I think there'll be many of us that would welcome testing out what this Labour government are going to be about over the next 5 years, because Labour have historically been the party of the working class, but I think they've shown in the first few months in power that they are no longer that party of the working class. And I think the attack on the MPs who voted to end the two-child benefit, the 7 MPs, suspending them from the Labour Party, the fact that also that Jeremy Corbyn, prior to the general election, was allowed, is actually a very significant event in determining the direction that they want to go in over the next few years. In local government, many of you will know, we have been absolutely starved of funds over the last 14 years, but actually we faced cuts to local government funding in the previous Labour government that we've never actually recovered from. We faced similar attacks on schools as well. We've seen the number of councils that have been in section 114, which is where councils can no longer afford to fund their annual budgets. We see Birmingham, the largest council, making 300, I think it's £1 million worth of cuts over the next couple of years, increasing their council tax to 20%, by 20%. And what does that mean for councils coming in the future? And particularly, what is that Labour government going to do about it? Well, the Labour government have been completely silent on this. And it's a crisis that's not just facing those councils at the moment. There are plenty down the road that are facing exactly that same situation. And we have to develop a plan, I think, here. I know the Shop Stewards Network, National Shop Stewards Network, have discussed this several times. We have to develop a plan here that we take into our trade unions that is going to fight for the money that we need for our council services. There's no doubt about that. And also have to develop a strategy that is going to put the elected councillors under pressure. But I want to pick up on something that Sarah said this morning, because she said we will have to treat the Labour government like the Tories if they don't fight for working class people. I think I'm paraphrasing what you said. So we'll have to treat them not like a Labour government, and we'll have to take action against them. And of course that action will include using our industrial muscle. I think that's absolutely clear. But I think we also have to think not just about using our industrial muscle, but how workers use their political muscle and start to organise politically to oppose at the ballot box those Labour councillors, for example, that that continue to implement Tory cuts, those Labour MPs who refuse to stand on the sideline and not fight for the money that our council services need, that our children need, to end the two-child benefit cap. But we need to think about how do we as workers now organise our own political voice. And I'm putting that question there now because I think it's something that has been there in the past. I know I've stood in elections as a socialist candidate, fighting for socialist policies, to bring the trade unions together. But we need to start to think about how we do that, how we start to develop links and allies. Corbyn in Parliament has started to develop this independent group. I think that's quite a significant event. Perhaps still doesn't go far enough. What happens though, some of those 7 refuse to aren't let back into the Labour Party, some of those could link up with Corbyn as well. There are all sorts of possibilities out there, but I think the possibility that Labour will turn round and become the party of the working class again, and that we can change Labour's internal policies and its programme, I think is something that is not going to happen. Put it bluntly like that. But I think it's something that we need to fight for, something independent, for working class people, to stand politically, to raise our voice and to challenge and to make sure that we fight and demand for socialist policies. Thanks very much.